Okay, so hyphens. Hyphens are by definition a symbol used to join words to indicate that they have a combined meaning or that they are linked in the grammar of a sentence. Hyphens play an interesting role in language and contribute greatly to how some new words are formed. So one interesting thing about how we use hyphens is that there are less rules, and English allows for a little more flexibility when it comes to them, and that's kind of rare in grammar. What this means is that a lot of the time, if you really hate the way a hyphen looks, or you feel that based on how you kind of compose your sentence, you would do better without one, that's totally fine. So because of that flexibility, there are quite a lot of words added to the dictionary each year because of hyphens. These words are created when people like us kind of start to pick and choose when we use hyphens, when we don't, and a bunch of us start to hyphenate or not hyphenate two words in like tweets, movies, videos, Instagram posts, or magazines, and it becomes more standard. And that's how words like bumblebee, ice cream, and crybaby have all been added and edited in newer versions of the dictionary, kind of to be their own word instead of two hyphenated ones. But there are always exceptions, and hyphens are no different. So some hyphenated words are more strict because of their prefixes. For example, reformed versus reformed, or resigning versus resigning. And the difference is that with the hyphen, the almost identical word adopts a new meaning because of the separation of the prefix. Like re is a really big one. And one last note, this isn't a rule as much as just good writing advice, but remember that in some sentences where hyphens technically make sense, it might be smarter to use another word so that the sentence does sound, I don't know, it just sounds less clunky, and the word choice reads as like you more selectively chose your vocabulary and you thought it out. So an example of that would be, like you might say, my ex-girlfriend, and that sounds fine, but then it, instead of saying the ex-president, you would say the former president. And that's an example where ex in front of president as hyphenated, it just sounds more clunky. It doesn't really sound as like thought out as if you just say the former president.